Okay, let's just get right to it. The tech job market today, it feels like a minefield, doesn't it? If you pick the wrong path, you could literally find yourself out of a job in just a few years. But hey, that's why we're here. In this explainer, we are going to cut through all that noise and give you a super clear, data-backed roadmap for your tech career in 2026.
I mean, are you feeling just completely overwhelmed by all the different tech careers out there? If you are definitely not alone. With AI basically rewriting all the rules, the huge question, the one on everybody's mind is, how in the world do you pick a career that isn't just cool or trendy, but one that's actually gonna last?
And this quote right here from our source, Andrew Codesmith, it hits the nail right on the head. The stakes are incredibly high. Think about it. You're not just picking a job, you're betting years of your life on this decision. And that fear, the fear of being automated right out of a job, it is absolutely real.
Okay, so before we dive into specific job titles, let's just pause and lay down a really solid foundation. We're going to establish 2 golden rules for a successful tech career. Think of these as your compass, the thing that's going to help you navigate this constantly changing tech world.
And there's just 2 of them. But trust me, understanding these 2 rules is absolutely crucial. They are the bedrock, the foundation, for a career that's not just long-term and high-paying, but also resilient to change.
So rule number 1 is actually pretty simple. Adapt to evolve. The smartest people in tech, they never get stuck in their ways. A perfect example, network engineers. When the whole cloud revolution happened, the smart ones didn't just sit there and complain. Nope. They pivoted, they learned all the new cloud skills, and they rode that massive wave, making a fortune in the process.
And rule number 2, this one is a real game changer, especially if making good money is a priority for you. And it is industry over job title. Think about it. A cloud engineering job at a small nonprofit is going to pay, peanuts compared to the exact same role at a giant fintech company. The big takeaway here is that the industry you work in can have a massive impact on your paycheck.
So where is the big money, right? If you really want to maximize your salary, you've got to aim for these 3 industries: big tech, artificial intelligence, and fintech. Seriously, landing a job at a major bank or a top-tier AI lab almost guarantees a bigger paycheck, pretty much regardless of what your specific job title is.
All right, now that we have our golden rules in place, let's get into the good stuff. We're going to explore the most promising roles for 2026, and we're going to start with the one that has the absolute highest ceiling.
So, first up, the AI or machine learning engineer. This is basically the heart of what people are calling software 2.0. You're not just writing code line by line anymore. No, you're training these incredibly complex models using gigantic data sets. Now, the barrier to entry is high, I'm not going to lie. We're talking deep knowledge of math, statistics. A PhD for the top roles is pretty common. But the potential payoff, it's absolutely off the charts.
And it's really important to clear this up because a lot of people get confused. The ML engineer, they're the ones building and training the models. That's the super deep mathematical, research-heavy work. The AI engineer, on the other hand, takes those finished models and actually makes them useful. They turn them into real products that people can use. So if you're a developer, you love the idea of AI, but you're not trying to get a PhD in statistics, the AI engineer path could be perfect for you.
So what does this mean for the classic software engineer role? Well, it's shifting. And it's shifting fast. It's becoming less about just handwriting every single line of code and more about high-level stuff. Ideation, product strategy, and figuring out how to get the absolute best output from AI tools and LLMs. You're moving from just being a coder to being a business-savvy, product-focused problem solver.
Okay, let's talk about cybersecurity. With all this AI-generated code and systems getting more complex by the day, the need for people who can protect all of it it's skyrocketing. This is probably one of the most AI-proof careers you can find, but here's a little warning, it is getting more competitive. A lot of other tech folks are looking at cybersecurity as a safe haven from automation.
And look at how diverse this field is. I mean, you could be an ethical hacker, which, let's be honest, has got to be one of the coolest job titles out there. Or you could specialize in cloud security, or go into defensive security. There's even a whole corporate side of it with governance, risk, and compliance, or GRC. There's really a spot for almost any kind of skill set.
Now here's a bit of an outlier, the product manager. This role is so interesting because it's less about the technical nitty-gritty and way more about people. It's all about soft skills, influence, and managing all the different stakeholders to turn a business idea into an actual feature or an app. They are the why and the how of building software. If you're a people person who loves strategy, this is a fantastic role, especially now.
And last but certainly not least, we have the cloud engineer. Look, it might not sound like the sexiest job in tech, but it is one of the most stable. I mean, think about it. Pretty much every company on Earth needs reliable infrastructure. If you can master a platform like AWS or Azure, you become the backbone of the tech world. This job is absolutely not going anywhere.
Okay, so we've run through the key roles. Now for the part I know you've been waiting for. Let's get real. Most of us don't have a PhD from MIT or Stanford. So what are the two proven paths for, normal people to make the absolute most money in tech? Let's break it down. Path number one is a classic for a reason. People management. This is where you make that big shift, right? You go from being the technical expert who does the work to being the leader who guides and empowers a whole team to get it done.
And the good news is there's a pretty clear roadmap to get there. First, you got to put in the time. We're talking 3 to 5 years to become a true expert in your field. Then you start putting your hand up, ask for managerial tasks, and you're not doing it for a title change or a raise, not yet. You're doing it to get experience. Once you've proven you can lead, a good company will recognize that and promote you. And if they don't, well, you take that new experience and go find a company that will.
Okay, now for path number two. And this is one that so many technical folks just completely overlook. And that is sales. I know, but hear me out. If you're a great communicator and you genuinely love the technology, but maybe not the day-to-day grind of coding, this could be your secret fast track to huge earnings.
And let me be crystal clear. We are not talking about being a used car salesman or cold calling people. We're talking about the role of a sales engineer. This is a high-level consultative role. Just picture it. You're an expert at IBM with a background in quantum computing, and you're consulting with huge enterprise clients. You're using your deep technical knowledge to solve their biggest business problems. A person like that can bring in millions of dollars for their company with just one presentation. The commission on that is, well, you can imagine.
Okay, so we've covered the roles, we've covered the rules, and we've definitely covered how to get paid. But you know what? None of that means anything without this final and honestly most important piece of the entire puzzle.
And this quote really just says it all. What do you enjoy? The thing is, trends change. Today's hot job is tomorrow's old news. The only way, and I mean the only way, to have a long, successful, and actually fulfilling career is to find work that you genuinely enjoy spending 40 hours a week doing.
So just take a second and be really honest with yourself here. Do you actually enjoy deep math and experimentation? Then yeah, maybe machine learning is for you. Do you get a kick out of building things and seeing them come to life? Software or AI engineering could be your path. Do you enjoy protecting systems, being the guardian at the gate? Look into cybersecurity. Or maybe you just love keeping things running smoothly. That's cloud engineering. And if you love talking about technology and solving business problems with it, then you should seriously consider sales or product management. The real answer is found by looking at what really gets you excited.
Because in the end, the best tech career isn't just about what's in high demand. It's about you. It's finding that perfect sweet spot, right at the intersection of what the market needs and what you are truly passionate about. So the final question is, where are you going to find yours?